Welcome back to our channel, your premier destination for the most thrilling updates from the dramatic world of Beyond the Gates. Today is a beautiful day to dive deep into the scandalous secrets, fierce power struggles, and passionate romances that keep us all on the edge of our seats. Grab your favorite beverage, get comfortable, and let us unpack the latest explosive developments. The ominous shadow of Heather has officially fallen over the opulent estates of Fairmont Crest, and her highly anticipated return is driven by a singular chilling motive: settling unfinished business. The sheer magnitude of her presence is already sending shockwaves through the community, especially considering her recent directive for Joey to permanently handle Smitty. Heather's calculated aggression stems from her realization that Smitty's relentless investigative articles were inching dangerously close to uncovering the unvarnished truth about her clandestine operations. Heather is not a woman who leaves loose ends, and her arrival signifies that she is ready to orchestrate a symphony of chaos that threatens to upend the lives of everyone who has ever crossed her path. No one is feeling the suffocating pressure of Heather's return more acutely than Andre, whose psychological state is rapidly deteriorating. For weeks, Andre has been exhibiting highly erratic reactions to any subtle signs connected to Heather. The true catalyst for his downward spiral was the delivery of a mysterious, highly specific bottle of champagne sent directly to him and Danny. This was a psychological weapon designed to trigger Andre's deeply buried memories of a fateful time in Paris. The exact vintage and brand served as a haunting callback to a bottle he once shared in the French capital, instantly inducing sheer panic. Andre is acutely aware that he is being cornered by a past he thought he had outrun, transforming him into a vulnerable target now that Heather is back. The old adage that you can run, but you cannot hide has never been more applicable than it is to Andre's predicament. In a desperate bid to alleviate the crushing burden of his secrets, Andre has actively attempted to confide in Ted, seeking a psychological release from the mounting pressure. Furthermore, Andre was forced into a high-stakes secret meeting with Heather herself, demanding an explanation for her psychological warfare. Despite his frantic efforts to shield his marriage to Danny and preserve his reputation, his evasive maneuvers are having the exact opposite effect. The more Andre attempts to dodge the incoming fallout, the more the undeniable traces of his dark history surface, planting insidious seeds of suspicion in the minds of Danny and his closest loved ones. Meanwhile, the corporate battleground is heating up as a vicious power struggle brews over the legacy of the town's most prestigious law firm. Tomas is fiercely protecting his hard-earned position, viewing any shift in the hierarchy as a direct threat to his professional survival. On the opposing side stands Naomi, who is aggressively asserting her undeniable birthright as her father's rightful heir. The initial conflict may have centered around the symbolic occupation of Bill's mahogany desk, but that furniture is merely the spark igniting a massive inferno. If Bill's fragile health continues its downward trajectory, this petty dispute will inevitably escalate into a scorched earth war for total control of the entire law firm, as Tomas fears Naomi's rising corporate dominance. In the glamorous sphere of public relations, Chelsea and Kat are standing on the precipice of a monumental brand crisis. The dynamic duo is about to witness firsthand whether their recent slew of highly publicized controversies will serve as a lucrative catalyst for their brand or completely destroy their meticulously crafted empire. Chelsea and Kat are forced into an exhausting balancing act, desperately trying to reconcile their pristine brand image with the messy reality of personal disputes. Following the traumatic events surrounding Bill, Chelsea has realized that she no longer possesses the ability to manipulate the public's perception. The ghosts of Chelsea's past are being violently resurrected and scrutinized by an unforgiving audience, leaving her vulnerable and exposed. The friction between the two partners reached a boiling point when Kat exhibited a furious reaction to Chelsea's reckless decision to broadcast private family matters on a live stream. Kat vehemently argued that Chelsea was commodifying their intimate struggles, dragging trauma into the spotlight in a manner that could irreparably tarnish their reputations. This escalating argument has transcended a simple sisterly disagreement. It has morphed into a complex commercial dilemma. Chelsea possesses a dangerous tendency to capitalize on negative attention, operating under the assumption that scandalous controversy drives engagement. Conversely, Kat is desperate to maintain strict control over their image, terrified that Chelsea's live streams will reduce their luxury brand into tabloid fodder. Over at the hospital, emotions are running dangerously high, culminating in a shocking public display that required immediate intervention. In a moment of overwhelming vulnerability, Danny publicly referred to the incapacitated Bill as her husband in front of a stunned audience. Recognizing the disastrous implications of this emotional slip, Vernon immediately stepped in, physically pulling Danny aside for an intense confrontation. Vernon expressed deep concern that Danny was allowing volatile emotions to override her rational judgment, warning her that such outbursts could have catastrophic consequences. Chided but resolute, Danny promised to tightly control her impulses, insisting on remaining at the hospital to provide crucial emotional support for both Chelsea and Naomi during this ordeal. However, the situation took another dramatic turn when Bill miraculously regained consciousness and requested to see Danny. Vernon, acting as the ultimate gatekeeper, immediately intercepted Haley, issuing a stern warning that she must not cause any further stress for Bill. This authoritative move clearly indicates that Vernon is taking proactive measures to shield Bill from negative external influences. Vernon's protective instincts are fueled by his newfound knowledge of the scandalous rumors surrounding Haley and Bill. While stalking the hospital corridors, Vernon overheard a highly sensitive conversation between Chelsea, Kat, Naomi, and Jacob regarding the explosive possibility that Haley is having an illicit affair with Randy, prompting Vernon to launch his own investigation. The impending broadcast of the highly anticipated film Beyond the Gates on Monday, August 17th, is set to reveal explosive secrets. Bill has long maintained a notorious reputation as an incorrigible flirt, but he is about to deeply regret his transgressions as a monumental collision between his wives threatens to push him into a dead end. The tension is reaching a critical mass as Haley and Ashley prepare for an inevitable, explosive confrontation. Ashley's suspicion of Haley has grown into outright hostility as she becomes increasingly wary of Haley's manipulative tactics and questionable handling of Bill's medical crisis. Ashley has completely lost faith in Haley's intentions, remembering how Haley has historically been the primary source of severe tension and family division. In another corner of town, a deeply emotional confrontation is brewing between mother and daughter. Eva is preparing to deliver a devastating truth that will profoundly impact her mother, Leslie. For years, Leslie has been tragically obsessed with rewriting her past, stubbornly attempting to exert absolute control over Eva's life. This controlling nature was highlighted when Leslie desperately tried to manipulate Ted into intervening in Eva's plastic surgery decisions. Now, Eva is poised to strike directly at Leslie's deepest vulnerabilities: her unresolved past, her historically toxic treatment of Eva, and most importantly, Leslie's pathetic refusal to abandon her delusional expectations regarding a romantic reconciliation with Ted, proving that Eva is finally asserting her independence. The romantic entanglements within the community are also reaching a fever pitch, particularly concerning the increasingly complicated love life of Nicole, with Carlton initiating a serious conversation with Ted, and Nicole providing detailed updates to Vanessa. The closely guarded secret regarding Kial's elevated role in the psychiatrist's life is guaranteed to spread like wildfire. Ted, possessing a deep understanding of the complex historical baggage between Nicole and Carlton, will likely experience a profound realization following his conversation. Ted is beginning to comprehend that Kial is rapidly securing a highly significant position within Nicole's heart. Vanessa, who has consistently served as Nicole's closest confidant, will also play a pivotal role in this unfolding romance. Meanwhile, love is blossoming in the most unexpected of places. Shanice has undoubtedly witnessed an incredible array of dramatic events during her tenure at the bustling nurses' station, but nothing could have prepared her for the monumental shift occurring in her personal life. Shanice and Ted have officially reached a massive, life-altering milestone in their romantic relationship. Ted, who has consistently managed to catch Shanice off guard with his profound declarations regarding their shared future, is about to deliver a stunning confession that will leave Shanice completely speechless. As a result, Shanice is actively beginning to formulate concrete plans for the future, signaling a definitive transition from the casual phase of dating into a realm of deep, serious commitment. Finally, the foundation of a seemingly solid marriage is cracking under the immense pressure of journalistic integrity. We are on the verge of discovering exactly what Smitty might do to profoundly disappoint his husband, Martin. Smitty is aggressively reclaiming his identity as a relentless investigative journalist, a decision guaranteed to shatter Martin's trust if Smitty chooses to prioritize the pursuit of the ugly truth over the safety of his own family. Smitty's journalistic pedigree is formidable. He previously uncovered highly suspicious financial transactions intrinsically linked to the dark secrets harbored by Martin. Now, Smitty is making bold, undeniable moves in his latest investigation, actively enlisting Jacob's assistance to dig deeper into these forbidden narratives.